Okay, you guys, we are live for tonight's team call. We have a guest speaker who I am super, super, super excited about. We met like the other day in a message thread. And as you hop on here, y'all, please feel free to mute yourselves just so there's not a ton of background noise. But we met in like I don't know what it is, like a 5-star push type of message thread. And Amy like volunteered. I asked for people to come speak on our team calls to bring some awesome value. And she was like the first one to be like, yep, I'm in, let's do it. I was like, all right, I love you already. But she's been coaching for 7 years, y'all. So she's been in this business for quite some time. She's a team leader. She's a Success Club 10 All-Star legend. So what an All-Star legend is for those new coaches on here means she's hitting Success Club consistently. But listen to this. She's been doing it for 76 months. So she has hit Success Club for 76 months in a row, which is incredible. It means she's helping people every single month consistently. She was in the Shift Shop test group, which is cool because Shift Shop is awesome. I love Chris Downing. And she's a 3-star diamond coach, and she's earned 7 Success Club trips. And I'm assuming she's going to be on the cruise with me in a few weeks, right?
Yeah, we'll get a picture.
So freaking excited. So I am going to actually just hand it over to her. And if y'all have questions, feel free to either wait till the end. We'll open it up for like a Q&A. Or just use the chat option, and we'll go from there, all right? So take it away, Amy. I'm going to mute myself just so that there's no background noise.
Thank you, thank you, thank you. I love being a Team Beachbody coach. I just love the community, and I love meeting all of you guys, and we're legit the same people, right? So you connected with your coach, whether it's Jessica or whether it's somebody else on this team, whether in her downline, you connected with somebody because you love it. Like something, you just lit your fire and you were like, I want to do that. Like I want to be a part of a community. And so that's what I love about it is just, making the friendships and the fun things and being a sapphire. That is what I connect with. And of course, I also connect with all the other gemstones because when you become initially a coach, you need to find out the gemstones. So that's the main thing. I just want to, if you don't know the gemstones, make sure you guys go look in your team page because that's going to be key to know what yours is and then what each one of your challengers and your coaches are. So that can be a different call for another time. But that really, truly is going to be one of the main things that are going to help you is the gemstones. But I wanted to talk about, because I know your time is valuable, so I really hope that you take something away from this and you're like, wow, like I got it. Like I'm in this, I'm on fire, I want to do this for life. I've got my fire relit, especially if you're on here and, maybe you have kind of thought about, well, I don't necessarily know if this is me. I'm going to maybe kind of check it out and dip my toe in it and see. I'm not 100% sure if I'm going to go all in. I want you to take quitting off the table. Because when you take quitting off the table, you can't quit. That's not an option. And so if you're out there and that's what you're thinking, like really, I want you to absorb all of this and really take all this in and say, I'm not going to quit. Because you found your community of people that love you and care about you and want you to succeed. That's the first thing I want to open with. There's so many good things about Beachbody. There's so many good things about the relationships. And here's the one main thing I want to give you guys this evening. The vitals. They're called the vitals for a reason. In our body, they take our vitals to see how we're doing, right? So that's also a way for you to see how you are doing in the business of helping change lives. Are you doing the vitals? Because those vitals are your lifeline, right? That's why they're the vital behaviors. And so I see a lot of people doing product to the product. Who out there is like, that's me. I'm sharing all day long about product to the product. Who feels confident in that? Who feels confident in personal development and rocking your personal development every day and you're sharing something or you're doing your Insta stories, Facebook stories, you're sharing about personal development? Who is doing inviting? Like you always, like on a weekly basis, you have something that you're inviting people to, whether you're sending personal messages or you're posting on Facebook. Okay. Lots and lots of hands. Now, here's the one main vital that I see across the board people forget about, and that's recognition. Who on here can say, you know what, I could do better at recognition? I don't care if you just signed up as a coach or you've been a coach for years. Raise your hand if you're like, I could do better at recognition. Everybody should probably have their hands raised. So that is the one vital that if you will do, you're going to see your business move forward. And I'm going to give you a few reasons why and a few ways to do it. So this is going to be solid gold information for you to take with you, because if you'll start doing recognition, even on a weekly basis, start this week, and then maybe you do it a couple times a week moving forward. It's really going to be something that is you're going to see a shift in your business, and people are going to trust you. Okay. So are we all in for recognition? Okay. Because honestly, this is the one vital that I can say, like, if you've got 3 vitals that you're doing, but you don't have like one vital, just think about in your body. If you've got 3 body parts working, but one isn't, do you think your body's going to be successful? Probably not. So if you look at it, like, that's why they call them the vital behaviors, because literally that's what keeps you alive, right? So recognition, what gets praised gets repeated. And I have a sheet that I'm also going to give Jessica when I'm done so that you guys can have this, but feel free to take notes because this is going to be quick and fast, but so good. Okay. What gets praised gets repeated. If you want to duplicate your business, recognition has to be specific, frequent, and meaningful. Does that make sense on why it would need to be? Praise is a shot in the arm of belief. You're noticing when someone does the right thing when no one else is watching. What you recognize in your team page, your challenge groups, and on your Facebook wall gets repeated. So if you are doing it, your teams are going to do it. Let's just say you don't have a team, but you have challengers that you have helped get into a challenge pack, on demand, Shakeology, the performance line. They're going to see you, like, you could recognize them with permission. That's one way that you can recognize them, but they might be your future coaches. So they need to see you doing that vital because that's going to help them learn, right? If what gets recognized gets repeated, that increases our ability to duplicate. That's why it's a vital behavior to your business. Okay, here's what it does. It creates aspirational moments that motivate. It reinforces importance of the actions that lead to success. It fosters team loyalty and culture. Do you see why it would do that? Because they're going to be like, gosh, I love her. Like, she recognizes me for everything. I celebrate everything. We celebrate everything in our team. It demonstrates sincere appreciation. Who likes to feel like they're appreciated? Everybody's hand should be raised. Every one of us. It maintains initiative and enthusiasm. And again, I will repeat, what you recognize gets repeated. Okay? And one main thing it does, it's going to build trust in you as a coach and a friend and a leader that you believe in whoever you are recognizing and genuinely want them to succeed, and you're celebrating their success. Here's the main thing to remember when you're recognizing someone. It should be specific, not general. It must be genuine, not fake, because people will be able to read right through fake recognition, right? It must be earned, not given, and it must be part of your team culture. So when you recognize, like, let's say you have a challenger who is consistent every single day in your challenge group, whether it's a free group or a paid challenge group where they've purchased something to be in your challenge group. Maybe they were the first one to post in the group. Have you told him or her that? Have you recognized them in your Facebook group? Because we all know when there's crickets in a Facebook group, how hard it is to stay excited, you know? But if you've got that one person that shows up, also, they'd be a great coach. So think about that. One thing you can do is give them a shout out in that free group or that challenge group. I just wanted to recognize, or however you want to say it, I want to give a shout out to Jessica. That woman always shows up first thing. She's always encouraging. She's always posting. She's sharing, an encouraging post, and she's the first one to answer the call to action each day. I want to give you a high five and recognize you. You can take it next level. You can just type it out and tag her. What I like to do, because most people, if they've got it as their Facebook picture, their Facebook profile picture, they might like it. They must like it, right? Because that's their profile picture. I download it and I take it into PicMonkey, and I will put member spotlight. And I'll just put those words on it with a lot of like flashes and bling and stuff. PicMonkey is my favorite, but you guys can use whichever one you want. And then I'll take that into our challenge group and I'll post that with their name and just recognize them. Even if you're just doing a shout out in a free group, I promise you guys, that's how your recognition is, how even in your free groups and even on your Facebook wall, is how you're going to build trust with people. That's how you start your business. So start where you are. Recognize someone, I always get permission if I can recognize them in a challenge group, like a paid group, and maybe they've messaged me, they check in with you on a regular basis. Maybe they've lost a couple pounds, inches, they're feeling better, they're down a size in jeans. I always say, you know what, can I give you recognition in our challenge group? Would you mind me doing that? It's a private group, so only the people in there would see it. And I'll go in and do member spotlight, and then I'll type up whatever it is and recognize them that way. And then they get a lot of accolades and encouragement. Then what I will do is ask them if I can recognize them and post that same thing on my Facebook wall. I always get permission because my Facebook wall is going to reach more people, and you tag them. Can I tag you? And that shows up on their Facebook wall. Well, what's that going to do? That's going to get them recognition from people that love them and trust them. And it'll also potentially maybe help connect you with someone else, right? Maybe someone else, might need help, and they might reach out to you just based on that tag. But also that person might end up being a rock star coach for you because you've recognized them in several different levels and with permission. And what gets recognized gets repeated. So then they keep going, and they might end up being a rock star coach for you. Does that make sense on why that's important? Is that helpful? Who's going to do that? Who's like, that's a great idea, right? So that's just one way that I've always done recognition. And I don't know if it's because I like recognition as a Sapphire. So I love to recognize everything. So I will give shout outs to all kinds of people, but I try to do a member spotlight at least once a week in my free groups, and then also in my paid groups. And so you can just do it like that. That's just some ideas. Now here, ways you can praise, okay? Post on someone's timeline. Maybe you just want to post on their timeline and give them some encouragement, just like you would in a challenge group. Okay. So you can just, in a challenge group, you can do a member spotlight, but on their Facebook wall where their friends can see it and your friends can see it. And sometimes people have their Facebook set to public, you know what I mean? Where if you post a message on their wall, I just wanted to send you an encouraging message. You're always positive, always upbeat. And I appreciate that. Thank you for being you. Something like that, right? And that's because they're in your challenge group with you. You don't have to say anything about a success group or a challenge group. You can if you want, but just that's one way to recognize. Send them a private message or an email. Send a voice message. Who loves voice memos on Facebook? Voice memos? I love them. One thing I love about them is I have an invite file that I've sent to my coaches that gives them the questions to ask from the invite process all the way to the challenge pack. And I always let them know, hey, use this as a guide. But what I've done over the last couple years with voice memo is I get to a certain point in that file, and then I'll record voice memos that are general, and I save in my Facebook messages that I can forward to people that I don't have to reinvent the wheel. So that's one suggestion. Sidebar, extra stuff I'm just sharing with you. So that'll save you time in your business so you don't have to reinvent the wheel and keep saying the same thing over and over again. Obviously, some you will have to cater, like if they want the 2B mindset instead of the all access or something, you'll have to record different voice memos. But I promise you guys, if you do that, that's going to save you some time. So just get all the way up to the invite process, talk about their goals, and then How do they join one of your challenge groups? Just record a couple general messages that talk about the challenge pack, the all access, the Shakeology, the performance line, and the pricing, and then always end with a question. Does that make sense? So that they have to re-engage with you and message you back, or you hope they do. But if you leave it open-ended, anybody ever been there and you're like, shoot, they didn't message me back? Always ask a question at the end, okay? That'll help keep the conversation going. All right, back to our regularly scheduled program. Post on your team page and tag them. So it's coaches, you want to recognize them. Maybe they've, obviously hit Success Club, or maybe they sold their first challenge pack. Maybe they sold their first Shakeology sampler. Give everybody a shout out. Like, that's awesome. Your business opens as an Emerald coach, but think about how your business opens with that first sale or that first thing that someone helps someone get into. That's huge. So you can recognize your team, even if you're just starting out as a new coach and it's you and you're hoping that someone else signs up as a coach and you're going to sign your spouse and then become an Emerald, then give your first coach a shout out. Think about how you can start recognizing, even as a baby coach, because that's where you're going to gain confidence. Send a card or something small in the mail, and then end of the month recognition. So we just hit the end of January. I did a big team bling. I have a team bling, and it does stand for something really good. But Amy do like the bling. So obviously, do you do like a shout out for your Success Club points at the end of the month for everybody in your downline? Yeah. So, and most teams do. And then I also post it on my fitness page and then tag everyone from there because my fitness page is public. And that reaches a lot of people. So I just did it like this. I don't know if you guys will be able to see. Probably not. No. So I put there. Can you see that? The top Success Club point earners and then everybody that hit Success Club. So that's one way. And I call it January Lives Impacted Club. Well, you can call it whatever the month is. This will be February Lives Impacted Club. So even if you're just starting out and you have a team page, recognize whatever you got. Start where you are, okay? I like to recognize and give praise almost on a daily basis, probably because it's how I'm wired. I have friended people from other teams, and I've asked them if I can share, their journey because they've inspired me. I love to energize and breathe life into people by showing them that they've inspired me. So think about that. Coaches from other teams, we're not in competition with each other. We're Team Beachbody. So that's one way that you can recognize. Listen, you guys, most of you guys probably aren't doing this, but I'm about to drop a bomb of awesomeness in your lap. In your online office, underneath the Beachbody Challenge, there are hundreds of transformations. Guess what those are back there for? For you to share them on your Facebook wall. That builds trust. You can share them and just say, I want to give a shout out to my girl, Jennifer. She rocked Lift 4. Check out her results. And then they always share the journey. They always have, like a small write-up of their journey and their, what they did and the results they got. But there's a before and an after picture. All of that's all written up for you. So you just say, I want to give a shout out to my girl, blah, blah, blah. Or y'all want to give a shout out to my coach friend, da-da-da, whatever the name is, however you want to say it. And then at the very end, if you're ready to start your journey, I'm ready to help you. I've got 5 spots open for February. Let's rock this together. Always put an invite. You guys can do one of those every single day. So if you say, I don't have anyone that I have helped get a transformation, yeah, you do. We're Team Beachbody. All of those are back there for you. There's thousands of transformations. Underneath Beachbody Challenge, underneath the blog area, go check it out as soon as we get off this call. It's going to blow your mind. Everything's back there for you. That's why on Carl Deichler's page or Autumn's page, Shanti, all of the trainers, super trainers, they have transformations. Guess what those are there for? For us to show that people can trust us and trust the program. So it's no big deal if you don't have anybody that you have helped. That's what those are there for. Does that not blow your mind? And are you like, I'm totes doing that? Totes doing it. It's all there for you. Just make sure you just say, I want to give a shout out to my coach friend, or I want to give a shout out to Jennifer. And then you don't have to tag anybody. That's fine. That's what those transformations are back there for. You have permission. You don't have to ask permission. That's why they're there. So that one is amazing. So definitely do that one. So recognize someone within your team. If you just want to give encouragement, whatever you want to do, y'all let you do that. So that's number one. Number two, outside your team, maybe a challenger or a friend or another coach from a different team that has inspired you. We've all met people from different teams that were like, I love her. That's so cool. We're not in competition with each other. Ask her if you can share her journey. I don't know if you guys know Jamie Phelps. Does anybody know Jamie Phelps? So if you don't know her, Get Fit with Jame. Anybody know that? Okay. So I'm friends with her, and I met her in the Beachbody, I think the Beachbody Challenge page or something, Beachbody on Demand. And we legit, she is amazing. So if you don't know her, go look her up. And that's how I met her, and I've shared her journey several times. When my husband and I went to Colorado for our 25th anniversary this past October, we met up because she lives in Colorado. She drove 2 hours to see me, and we met on Facebook. And I've shared her journey several times, and I love her. I just connected with her, and she's going to be on the cruise. So Jessica will for sure meet her. And so that's cool. So go, don't be afraid to share other people's stuff within your team. Share each other's transformations. You're not in competition. The people that are supposed to connect with you will connect with you. The people that are supposed to connect with that other coach will connect with that other coach. Okay? We are Team Beachbody. And then a wild card, get creative. Maybe you recognize a spouse, a friend, a child, somebody that's done something awesome. Recognize them. Get creative, but get consistent with recognizing. Because I promise you, when you start doing it, it's like it's a forward moving train that you won't be able to stop, because once you start putting that vital behavior that you have not been doing, it's going to move your business forward, and it's going to take things to the next level. So if that's what you've been looking for, I promise you that's what's going to do it. And you're going to be amazed at the trust that you get, the people that you help, the people that see that, oh, it's not just about you. It's not just about your journey, that you not only help someone get a challenge pack or whatever it is, but then you help them get results, right? So that's what I got for you. Recognition. What you recognize gets repeated.
I love that. I took like so many notes.
And I will send you, and I'll send you this too, so that you have it.
Yes, thank you. Does anyone have questions about recognition or anything that she said? Because I know she did talk about a few other things. So does anyone have any questions for Amy?
That is gold. I told you. Listen, I agree with you. I didn't come up with it, but I definitely do it because I know it works, and I'm only going to share with you what I know works. And I promise you, if you guys do this, it is going to take things next level for you if that's what you've been waiting for. And no better time like the beginning of the year to do something different.
Yes. Yes. And y'all, like even if it's small things like she was saying, to recognize people for it. Like if someone's consistently drinking their Shakeology, like recognize them for that. It doesn't matter if, they haven't seen necessarily weight loss. Like I know I have a lot of people like, oh, if I ask them if I can share their results, since they're not at their goal, they're like, oh, I'm not at my goal yet. Who cares if you're not at your goal yet, right? Like that's the whole point, is we want to show people what this business and what this opportunity and what these programs can do, but not necessarily just about weight loss. Like it can be anything. So make sure you're taking that into consideration and recognizing your family. If your husband has been super supportive lately, recognize him for that. Like it can be anything. So it doesn't necessarily have to be Success Club points or selling a challenge pack or anything like that. It can be whatever you want it to be, something fun. I definitely am going to start doing shout outs, or I guess member spotlights. I haven't done those. I used to do those a lot, and then I kind of stopped in our challenge group. So I'm going to plan on doing that because we run, just so you know, Amy, we run one big group together, like a team-wide ongoing challenge group, boot camp, whatever community is what we call it. So we don't necessarily have like new groups every month, but I think it would be good to just start shouting out some people out in there as much as we possibly can.
And it'll make it fresh again too. Do you know what I mean? And
yeah,
what you do, they're gonna do. So you got to lead by example, and they will follow.
Yes, I love that. Does anyone else have questions for Amy or anything? Was it y'all? We're good. Yeah.
I know. I tried to keep it good. I wanted to keep it.
No, you were good. You were 30 minutes. That was a quick call.
Because I know you guys, listen, I know time is valuable and nobody wants to sit and listen to somebody for 45 minutes to an hour. Like, I'm legit not going to do it. So I wouldn't do that to you.
Well, we appreciate you. Thank you so much for being on. Thanks for coming and sharing with us. If y'all have any questions that y'all think of later, let me know and I'll pass them along to Amy. But can't wait to meet you on the cruise, Amy.
I'm excited.
I know the other girls that are on this call are going to be coming too, so we'll have to meet up.
We'll get a picture. Yep.
Yeah, duh. That's what we do.
Yeah, that's who we are.
If y'all have any questions, let me know. But thank you so much. I appreciate it.
You're welcome. Good night, everyone.
Guys. We'll see y'all next week.
You're welcome.